Film snobs will often tell you that the original is the best one. It can't be topped, and it hasn't ever been topped. I'm here to tell you that I've seen plenty of examples of movies that have surpassed the original. And I'm not talking about remakes, there's plenty of remakes that are way better than the original. I'm just talking straight sequels. A movie that was intended to be a follow up to the original. I've accumulated a list of 5 movies. Now, this isn't a definitive, this isn't the only 5. I've got way more, but I don't need to overwhelm you guys. I've got a list of 5 movies that are way, way better than the original. I know the original is considered a classic, but all Terminator fans agree there's one sequel that surpasses the original by a mile. And yes, I am talking about Terminator Genesis. Terminator Genesis was a bold new take on the IP. It threw in some wrenches into the mix, really changed things up. I loved having Doctor Who there as like a villain. It really threw in a lot of new changes and new twists into a pretty old, dusty franchise. A franchise that had really been done to death. The first one, I know it's considered a classic. It's not really for me. I think it's just a little old and out of date. Terminator 2 is a step down. Terminator 3 is alright. I think it's definitely the best of the original trilogy. And Terminator Salvation, another one's pretty good, but Terminator Genesis really takes it up to an entirely new level. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know I'm not really a big fan of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think it's just it's a little too tame, it doesn't really do enough in terms of intensity. It's just not scary, doesn't feel real, doesn't feel believable. I would honestly be putting the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake on this list, but in this case, I can't. Now, I think for a long time, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequels were really bad. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was really stupid. I thought the gore was pretty cool in it, but it's I don't know if it's unintentionally very funny, I guess. So it's like something you can kind of laugh at because it's so bad, but that's about all I can say about that. 3 is so, I guess. It's a mediocre kind of movie. 4, I couldn't even sit through. And then we had the Platinum Dunes movies, which are great. I would say for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm actually going to have a tie for the best sequel. These two surpass all of the movies, not counting the remakes, like I said. But I would say Texas Chainsaw 3D and Netflix's Texas Chainsaw Massacre are both excellent movies. These movies have the blood, they have the guts, they've got plenty of chaos, plenty of death. I love the school bus scene in the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think that's maybe, one of the best horror scenes I've seen in probably the last 5 years. That was intense. Just watching all those people just trying to get off that bus. My biggest complaint with both movies is that they tie so much into the original film, because then it's just okay, I gotta go watch this dusty old movie just so I kind of know what's going on, and I kind of just fall asleep, and I still don't. But you know what? These movies hold up well enough on their own. Texas Chainsaw 3D, I loved the 3D sequences. Loved seeing Leatherface pop out of the screen. I loved the family aspect of Texas Chainsaw 3D, and I absolutely love Leatherface's mask in the Netflix movie. These are both awesome movies, and you should check out both Texas Chainsaw 3D and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. This one counts as the best sequel in 2 different series. So I'm not really a big fan of the Alien franchise, and I'm not really a big fan of the Predator franchise. And I know this is sacrilege for horror fans, but hear me out. What I think was kind of compelling about this was, it's just these are 2 dusty brands. It's you got some old chick. I think I'm pretty sure it had Jamie Lee Curtis in the Alien movies. I think that's who the lead was. I think that was her big follow up to Halloween. Big whoop, not a very good character. Thank God she finally got killed off. All 4 of those movies are mediocre at best. I don't care. I don't recommend any of them. For Predator, you got some space alien man facing off against Sylvester Stallone. a fun idea in theory, but it just never really works out. And I don't really even remember Predator 2. I think I recall liking it better than Predator 1, but still not like anything special. But finally, we were greeted to Alien versus Predator, something that really made like both of these brands worthwhile. I love this movie because it's almost like a mini Avengers movie. It's just like they take all this lore, all this stuff that like meant nothing. And I'm like, okay, no, 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 this all meant something. Like it was all leading to this, you know. And I think that's really cool. And I think it's like just awesome, like as a time capsule piece, just going, okay, like, this movie kind of walked so Avengers could run. And I think it's a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of great scares. I just think it's absolutely, the one to watch. I think you could avoid all of the other Alien and Predator movies, and you could pretty much just watch both of the AVP movies. I'd recommend seeing both, but I really think the first one is the best one. My final one for this go around is going to be in the Scream franchise. Again, I know what you're thinking. The first Scream is the best. Look, I like the original Scream for what it is, and it's very much kind of like this dated piece. It's a product of its time, but it's at least from a period where like movies were like starting to get like good. So I do appreciate it, and I appreciate what it tried. Um, I've liked a lot of the movies in the franchise. In particular, I thought 4 was excellent. I thought 5 was a great, kind of like not right a restart, but really like a re-energizing of the brand. And then 6 came out, and I was just floored by how good it is. It surpassed all of them in every way imaginable. We had cool kills, we had awesome twists. You had no way of predicting who the killers were in this movie. You had no way of identifying what their motivation was going to be. This was just insane. And I love the opening. The opening twist in the movie really threw me off guard. This movie was just a giant roller coaster, one of the best theatrical experiences I've ever had. And I love that they brought back the cast from 5 because, let's just face it, the core 4 are significantly better than the original trio of characters. So if you haven't seen Scream 6, you need to. I don't know what you need to do. I don't know, like, if you just need to hop on a streaming service, you need to go down to a red box, you need to, like, do something because this movie is absolutely worth your time. So there you have it. Those are some of my favorite sequels ever. If you guys like this video, comment down below, like, subscribe. I might do more of these in the future if the response is good. Just let me know. Let me know if you want more of these because I will make them if you do. So until next time, guys, this is Slipcover Steve, and I'm slipping out of here.